Sun is about to rise, but before them, Moon and Venus will rise, and the camera is here. Sadly, I had to leave my Moon Venus over here. I'm really happy that Anna came out to be with the sky and with me in the sky this morning. We were able to connect with the zodiac before the sun took the stars from our eyes, and we saw Mars and Saturn. It was the first time I've seen Saturn as morning star this year, this cycle. Sun-Saturn cycle is 378 days. But now I had to jump a fence that my pregnant beloved is not climbing right now, so I could get a hill out of view and try to catch a glimpse of this Aries Moon Venus, who will be rising like there. This is the 8th Moon Venus conjunction since Moon Venus stationed direct in this particular Venus Sun cycle. Venus Sun cycle is 19 and a half months long, 584 days. And when Venus is morning star, she quickly retrograde, kind of ascends as in the east before sunrise, the light bringer. And then she gets higher and higher and higher after that. But then she very clearly descends, getting closer and closer to the ground over the course of about 9 months. And during that time, Moon will come and conjoin Venus. I should say more like 7, 8 months, because we typically have 7 visible Moon-Venus conjunctions as Venus descends towards the fire of the sun. And the Shamanic Astrology Mystery School's paradigm, it was created by Daniel Gemario with Kaylin Castell, sees those Moon-Venus conjunctions as the gates of Inanna's descent. And so the first one, if you know the tale of Inanna's descent into the underworld, is she takes off her crown. And then at the next gate, she takes off her earrings, I like to say bindi, and then the double-stranded lapis lazuli necklace, and then the golden breastplate, and like that. And these 7 adornments that Inanna must remove on her way into the underworld very clearly correlate to the human chakras, which is why I prefer bindi to the earrings, you see. Well, sometimes we can see an 8th Moon-Venus conjunction, which Shamanic astrology calls the death by intent gate, because in the underworld, Venus, who in our point of view will disappear for like 2 to 3 months, depending on where on Earth you are looking from and which cycle, which signs. Venus goes back behind the sun on the other side of the sun from Earth, which just disappears, and then later reappears as an evening star, reborn, and then climbs and takes back her goods. On the way down, we release from the crown to the root. On the way up in the west, taking back from the root to the crown, till the goddess is crowned again. And then Venus retrograde and another cycle. Well, Moon and Venus are conjoining in the first degrees of Aries today, and they're far enough from the sun to be visible according to a rule that many use, which is 10 degrees. But the truth is, some signs rise like this, and some signs rise like this. And in the northern hemisphere, the so-called crooked signs, the most crooked signs, not saying like criminal or something like that, but like literally rising slanted, are Pisces and Aries. And so right now, while Moon and Venus are far enough from the sun, they're kind of co-rising because they're rising like this. So I probably will not get a view. So climbing out here in wet grass, my feet are now freezing, and especially leaving my beloved just over there to sit and meditate. Probably unwise for many reasons, but you know, Aries says we gotta fight the good fight, and there's a whole scout thing to it as well, right? So I feel like I'm out here scouting, Get the picture of this Moon-Venus conjunction in the cycle to which I was born at my beloved's node, and go home and dry the feet, right? So anyway, the death by intent gate I feel is pretty heavy. I like to call it the elder moon gate, because this is the old moon, right? I mean, moon every month goes into that flame of the sun to be reborn, and tomorrow a very special moon-sun conjunction, as we know, a total solar eclipse in Aries. And so for me, where Venus does this every 19 and a half months and kind of slowly descends, Moon does it every month, and it's kind of like Moon, you know, Hecate's bow, the crone moon, they say, the ancient one, coming to tell Venus, hey, it's cool. Like, good things happen down there. It can be scary, but this is a place where we are renewed. So may our love be reborn. And let me say importantly that Venus came between us and the sun in tropical Leo, August 13th, 2023. That was Venus retrograde conjunct sun. And Venus will go back behind the sun, or so our math suggests, we can't see this, on June 4th in the sign of Gemini. And so I call this a Leo-Gemini cycle. Leo intentions, Gemini initiations. Regardless, both of these signs share play. So, may we be reminded here by this elder moon, encouraging Venus in the fiery flames, the root chakra of the sky, you see, that it's cool to courageously go into the heat, to be reborn in such a way that we can all remember how to love and play. See you in space.